Hey friends, Mazzy here. Whack-A-Mole number 118, I believe, or is it 119? It's the one after the blindfolded Whack-A-Mole, and this is a compact disc CD edition for you digital people out there. I don't get all snooty about vinyl, even though it's my preferred. Obviously, I dove in all head in on the digital trail for 20 years. So when I pull compact discs, since they're smaller physically, and they don't really take up less room, they're thicker than those friggin' jewel cases, I pick 10 instead of 5. So I'll do 5 and then 5, and we'll chat about them. And remember, Whack-A-Mole, for those new visitors here, are random picks from my collection, and I showcase them. I give you a little background if I know it. I should know it. I own it, but we'll see. So I have to look around on the floor to make sure I don't trip over amps and buttons and guitar bits and pieces here. So 1, that's a thin one. 2, that's not even a jewel case. 2, 3, 4. Oh, I looked, so I'm not going to do that. I didn't mean to look. 5. Is that 5? 1, 2, 3. One more. I knew that was going to happen. Something fell. CD down. Okay. I see why. Okay. There's no good way to do this. I need a bench. I'm going to bench it right here. Okay. So, the first 5, starting with a John Fogerty CD advance I got from my buddy Jim, who used to work for Warner Brothers Records. This is due in stores May 1997, and this is John Fogerty's Blue Moon Swamp. Was this the follow-up? No, he did. Center Field was way in the 80s, way before this. But again, more of the swampy, same old stuff of John Fogerty, where he rips himself off. But it's a good record. Swamp River Days, Blue Moon Nights, Bad Bad Boy. There's not much to say about John Fogerty, although obviously the founding member with his brother Tom Fogerty and Doug Clifford and Stu Cook of Creedence Clearwater Revival. They seem so swampy. Isn't it amazing that they sound like they're from the South, and they're from El Cerrito, California, which is just literally next door to Berkeley in the East Bay from San Francisco. I first saw them in 1968 after their first album came out at the San Francisco International Pop Festival and at the Alameda Fairgrounds. And I love that first album. Susie Q was played all over the radio. A cover version of the Dale Hawkins song. Now some wanker out there is going to say, see how Maslov, he shifts to something else. It's like, I feel like I'm one of those magicians at the slide of the, you're looking at this way and I'm pulling something out of my ear on this side. But I don't know what else to say about this, but there's a little background, because not everyone, I know a lot of you know about these artists as much as I do, even more probably in some cases, depending on the artist, but a lot of people don't know about John Fogerty. Not a lot of people, but some people are new here. Going back to the 60s, this is a great comp. This is Durham Polygram Company 2-record set. The Story of Them, featuring Van Morrison. Of course, everyone of a certain age, well, most people of a certain age, my age, got into them because of Gloria, Gloria, Gloria. Every garage band, including my band, covered Gloria. What a great Van Morrison song. Here Comes the Night as well. And we did also Mystic Eyes. And this is a comp. They did, what was it, 2 or 3 records? And I'm forgetting now. See, someone's yelling out of the camera, with Van Morrison. And I do have a little handle of that great poster from the Fillmore of them playing at the Fillmore there. But this is a nice double comp. If you're into Van Morrison, you have to get them albums. More rock and soul. Really, what a great band. And they burned brightly for a short time. People keep telling me that I should check out I think it was the first Them album after Van Morrison left. I've never heard it, and I hear it's actually pretty good, but I mean, it's hard to do a follow-up after that. So, okay. Jack Nitzsche, The Lonely Surfer. This is an instrumental album, very cinematic, like little surf guitar themes. Jack Nitzsche, a composer, arranger, musician, worked heavily with Neil Young on his Harvest album, those albums with orchestrating and doing some arrangements on them. A friend of Neil Young's, also worked on the Performance soundtrack, putting that together. Has worked with people, I think from, everyone from Randy Newman to so many others. An important one. Now this has instrumentals of Ebb Tide, the classic song that I believe the Righteous Brothers made famous. Magnificent Seven theme, Stranger on the Shore, theme of Woman of the World. What else is on here? Beyond the Surf, Do Run Run, Phil Spector, Barry Greenwich song. This is a fun record, a great mood piece, a great record of its time, of the kind of early mid 60s sound of Jack Nitzsche. I do have an album, I think is it Cripple Creek Gate, bizarre record, Jack Nitzsche. Tempestuous life in some cases, but I'm not going to get into that right now. Okay, the Cranberries, To the Faithful Departed. I don't know have a lot much to say about this specific album, but I went into a mood for them. Obviously, the Cranberries, that first hit, I don't remember the name of it. And of course, Kate Zorirdon just died several years ago, and really sad. What I do remember about this album, there's a great, just passionate, intense song called I Shot John Lennon. What's it called? I Just Shot John Lennon. I mean, talk about an intense subject matter, an intense song, but it's on here, and she just belts it out, and it's an incredible song. I don't know, I listen to their albums a lot. I have them on CD, but I don't really distinguish them, or I don't know one better than another. I know that first White and Black album, the first couple are the ones I listen to most with the hits. I want to say it starts with a T. that first song, Tender. No, you're yelling it out again at the camera. See, I don't know everything, and but obviously a great Irish band, the Cranberries. And lastly, in this first section, now this is a record I just adore. This is the first solo album on Virgin by Sam Phillips. Not the Sam Phillips who produced Elvis Presley, but Sam Phillips, ingenue, great power pop singer at the time. And on this album, she was married to T-Bone Burnett. I think T-Bone produced 5 or 6 of her albums. This was her debut on Virgin Records. The incredible Wow. There's a one of my all-time favorite things I used to put on comps all the time is this amazing song. What's it called? It's this is the problem with CDs. That's why I like records better. Look at that. Can you read that? You can't read that, but I need just to remind myself of the name of the record. It doesn't even have the song titles here because they're right here. What Do I Do? What Do I Do has this incredible string arrangement, very symphonic, but beyond a quartet, a string quartet. And the way it's produced, the way it builds up from a really soft layer fading in to exploding, and she just, it soars on your stereo speakers. Wonderful pop record, wonderful psychedelic pop record. She did do several albums prior to this. She was considered a Christian singer, and she really changed that up. And when she obviously teamed up with T-Bone Burnett in terms of at Virgin Records, made a great series of records. Martini and Bikinis is amongst my favorite, but this one is just beautiful. And if anyone saw the film Die Hard 2 with Jeremy Irons, she actually plays silently, I don't think she even says a word in the movie, his sidekick, or his almost like this Russian German Cold War spy in that movie. Didn't say a word. I mean, she looks so Eastern European, and I think that's how the director that saw the Martinis and Bikinis cover and or one of those album covers of hers, and just cast her based on that. But this is a fantastic album. So the next five, let's do it again. One, two, three, four, five. Music is your best entertainment value. It's so great to have all this stuff. Okay, this is an obvious one. This is from the first CD Pink Floyd box set that didn't have everything. It was the ones with the spines that make up the Dark Side of the Moon triangle cover. But it's not the full catalog. It was an interesting selection of albums that Hypnosis designed. And this is Saucer Full of Secrets, obviously one of the first couple of Floyd albums with Syd Barrett on it. And, that's all I'm going to say about it. This one's a little more spacey than their debut, but it's a great record. Obviously, Syd Barrett was kind of easing out of Pink Floyd. Oh, I mean, living in the Mission District of San Francisco, which is a heavy Latin community, I couldn't probably go out every weekend without hearing Abraxas being played and blasted out of car speakers. And it's kind of a delight. I actually like it. We obviously with those big subwoofers in cars. What a great album. This is probably a perfect record. This is probably their best album, although I love their debut album. They were managed early on by Bill Graham. Yes, the producer Bill Graham, the Fillmore, Winterland fame, Fillmore East, Fillmore West also. And this is the original group. Still, I think they did 3 albums together, really, as the full original ensemble of Santana. Carlos Santana grew up in the Mission District where I lived. Obviously, before I lived there, I saw Santana play at a high school in 68, I believe, 68, I think. Incredible band. I saw them early on, and I got to know Mike Shreve. They're a great drummer. If you've seen Woodstock, he just explodes on the stream with that great drum solo in that. And he lived in the neighborhood where I worked at the record factory store by Golden Gate Park for a couple years. And he used to be sort of one of our regulars coming down and buying records and things. So what a great record. I mean, this was a cover of Tito Puente songs. Oye Como Va. I mean, just the thing of Black Magic Woman, obviously the Fleetwood Mac song. And to this day, most people think it's a Santana original. Of course, it's a Peter Green Fleetwood Mac song. And the version of by Fleetwood Mac is incredible. But you got to admit, I mean, these guys ran with it and made it the iconic song it is. Even though of course, the Fleetwood Mac song is sublime as well. So here we go. Now, this is one of those records that was one of the big hits. Didn't they do 2 records back to back, I think, that were hits? And this is a record that a group that was so big, they burned brightly for a while, and I never listened to them anymore. So one might say, well, why do you have it? Oh, is that the Dave Lowry? Okay. Counting Crows. They were played everywhere, at least in the Bay Area, and we know everywhere, and they became this iconic band in the 90s. Now, this is produced by Dave Lowry and David Herring, and I don't know this, so I'm asking you as listeners, as viewers, is that the Dave Lowry from Camper Van Beethoven and Cracker fame? Because I love David Lowry. So I do not know the answer to that. Adam Duritz was everywhere. He became sort of a celebrity, also showing up in the Hollywood scene and everything. I really don't know what to say about this record. This isn't the first one with that big hit. Mrs. Jones, isn't that them, right? Counting Crows, am I wrong? See, I didn't block this out, but I I just, I don't know why I don't play it. Maybe I should put it on and see if I enjoy it anyway. But to me, it's a record of its time, and it was everywhere, and they became huge, huge, huge. Uh, I just don't follow them after those two albums. So County Crows, here we go. And I'm sure I'm not alone. I'm sure I'm not alone. Okay, Johnny Rivers Anthology. Again, a generational thing. In America, there was a TV show with Patrick McGowan called Secret Agent Man. The original TV show was a British show called Danger Man. Patrick McGowan, of course, would do these great spy things around the James Bond period when James Bond was hot. And in America, it was changed to Secret Agent Man, and they added this great intro song that Johnny Rivers wrote for it, I believe. I believe he wrote for it, called Secret Agent Man. There's a man that lives a life of danger. Everyone he meets, he stays a stranger. I don't know. Going on, you're kissing persuasive lips. The odds are he won't live to be tomorrow. What a classic, iconic 1960s song that is, with that great opening guitar. Now, Johnny Rivers is a fantastic guitar player on his own and a great singer, and he should be known beyond anything. I suggest you pick up some Johnny Rivers records, the greatest hits or something, because I mean, he did cover songs like Memphis and Midnight Special, Seventh Son, which is a great, great Mose Allison song. Wonderful, wonderful song. But Secret Agent Man was the one that everyone I know had that 45 and tried to play that lead guitar riff at the beginning of that song. But there's other songs that were really popular for him. Poor Side of Town. What an epic that is. And he does a great version of Dylan's Positively 4th Street. This is a double CD comp. Do you need 2 CDs? I don't know, but his covers are amazing. I saw him live in clubs a couple times in the 70s, and he was great, great every single time I saw him. It does feel a whole lot better here. The Bird song, Matchbox, Honey Don't, That's All Right Mama. So rock and roll stuff, but he had a really smooth, sexy voice. Johnny Rivers, incredible. This is a Shout Factory comp. Shout Factory, very much, I think for Universal, very much like Rhino, who was absorbed by Warner Brothers, put out some great CD reissues and comps and archival stuff throughout the 90s and 2000s during the really big CD heyday. And I'm going to close out with a soundtrack, a record comp that just exploded. I got 1973, I believe it came out. In my first record store job, I got a promo copy of the vinyl version of this, which I still have. Got it from Capitol Records. And this is the soundtrack to The Harder They Come, Jimmy Cliff. Now, the movie was everywhere. It was a cult film that became this. It really kind of pushed reggae into the American audiences. Obviously, I didn't realize at the time, going back to, was it 1968, the first reggae single I ever bought was Desmond Dekker, The Israelites, but I don't remember hearing it called reggae. But this changed everything. Now this, Jimmy Cliff, it has a number of songs on there. He's not in every song, but it also has Maytals, Toots and the Maytals, who I saw in the 70s. I saw Jimmy Cliff, Desmond Dekker again, Shantytown, Pressure Drop, to me, by Toots and the Maytals is an incredible, incredible song. And I got to see all these. I didn't see Desmond Dekker, but I saw Toots and the Maytals and Jimmy Cliff around, like, I'd say 74, 75, 70, in that area. Saw Maytals twice, saw Jimmy Cliff once. But this is an album that everyone should have in their collection. Everyone should have a version of The Harder They Come. And which, in a way, the film is like a guerrilla production and handheld and low budget, but it really is an iconic film of its time, of a mood, of a social, Jamaican life, intense story. I haven't seen it in years, but I highly recommend it. The Harder They Come. So that's whatever number 118 or so. This is the CD. Whack-a-mole. Thanks for watching, and and as he loves you.